Hello. So today's video is going to be a little walk and talk because I woke up so tired. I've actually been really tired these last couple of days and resting or trying to rest. I'm in my luteal phase. I'm actually supposed to start bleeding today. Hasn't come yet, so I know my body is preparing for that. And I was not going to make this video, but I'm holding on to my daily videos. And so instead of trying to force myself to, get dressed and do my setup and put on makeup and all the things, I just decided to come out and walk and do a little chit chat and just update you on how I'm feeling and what's going on in my world. One of the big things that I'm moving through right now, well, I wouldn't really call it a big thing, but it's important, is I have quit smoking Mary Jane, and that's been feeling really good. And I've taken breaks, like extended breaks over the years. And I would say over this last year or so, I've been feeling even more called to just give it up altogether. That's what Spirit's been telling me. Cute little dog. That's what Spirit's been telling me. And it's interesting because I know, like, not only do I hear the messages from Spirit when it's time for me to stop, but my body tells me to stop. And one of the things that happens is I'll smoke and then I'll just start having like the worst allergy attacks. And this is after like a few months of like, if I'm smoking consistently, all of a sudden my nose and my throat and my eyes will just be so itchy. And that's how I know. And so even though I haven't been smoking for the last few days, I've just been like, oh, it's just like the worst, like I don't know if it's like a histamine response or something that happens. And yeah, but so that's where I'm at. And I love when I'm not smoking because my dreams, because I dream, every night, but usually what happens is I wake up in the morning and I don't remember my dreams when I'm smoking. And that's a big problem for me because my dreams are, sometimes prophetic, and I get a lot of messages and intel in my dreams. It helps me process things that I'm going through in my life. I journal my dreams sometimes, and just not being able to remember my dreams is a problem for me. And so, yeah, I've let that go and feeling really good. It's never hard for me not to smoke. It's not a problem. I just make the decision and then I don't do it. And I'll usually go for like a few months or even a year without. And then usually what happens if I smoke again, it's because I'm at like, like a music festival or something like that. And hello. And I'm at like a music festival, or maybe I'm sitting with plant medicine and it's just very grounding. And then once I smoke again, it's just like the floodgates get opened and I'm just like every day. But I don't smoke a lot. I don't smoke all day. What I love to do recently is I like to smoke on my walk. And I'll just take like a few hits while I'm walking and put on my headphones and I'll just vibe. And I usually will walk like anywhere from 3 to 5 miles a day. And it's just such a good, it feels so good. But I also want to just feel really clear. I'm in the process of expansion. I've talked a lot about up-leveling into new identity, new era in my life. And I just don't feel like Mary Jane is supporting me, or will be supportive of me, where in the next phase that I'm going in, like I want my vessel to be, and my channel to be as clear and clean as possible. And so I feel like that's really important. Like we start Selfish Bitch Initiation next week on Wednesday. And I don't want to have, any cloudiness in my mind or in my field when I'm holding this container. And so I started the process of detoxing this week so that usually it takes me like a few days to like feel back to normal again. And so by next week, once we begin the process or begin the initiation, I'll be feeling really good. So yeah, so that's one thing that's going on. And also, yeah, Selfish Bitch Initiation starts on Wednesday. And I'm so excited about that. And it's been so fun marketing this class. And just stretching my creativity and just showing up more consistently on social media. I mean, I've been posting on YouTube every day for the last few weeks. I think it's over 3 weeks now. It's definitely over 3 weeks. It might even be, is it a month? No, it's not a month yet, but close. And that's just really cool that, you know, all of these things are happening, and I've let go of this story that, you know, I don't have enough ideas, or if I post this, like if I have a really good idea, like sometimes I want to sit on it because I'm afraid that, you know, once I post this really great idea, it's going to be really hard for me to get another great idea. And it's just this scarcity mindset and this lack of self-trust that I have gotten the opportunity to just start moving through and recognizing that, you know, it's just not true. It's just not true. We are creative beings, and we have an endless well of creativity available to us. It's just knowing that and leaning into that. And so that's been a beautiful practice for me of just showing up on social media. I hit 100,000 followers on Instagram yesterday. And that's been really cool because I was pretty stagnant on Instagram for over a year. I was at like in the 50s, I was around like 58, 57,000, and it would fluctuate. It would go up and down by like 1,000, and I just couldn't get any growth. And I know that a big part of the reason why my page wasn't growing is because I just wasn't, you know, like I wasn't being as audacious as I can be. And I'm still not being as audacious. Like I'm still just slowly getting people acclimated to Andrea and the way that I show up and how I speak and what I teach, and just holding that frequency, like that really powerful shadow frequency. And so since I've been doing that and just saying the thing, like all of my posts are doing so well, and I've always had high engagement, but my engagement recently is just insane. It's so wonderful to share something and then just get hundreds of comments and thousands of shares and reposts and story posts and things, and like all the notifications are coming in, and I'm having a hard time keeping up with all the comments and the DMs and emails and everything that's coming through. And I think that's another reason why I've just been feeling tired because I'm holding so much and expanding, and I really want to be supportive to all the women who are reaching out to me and who are finding my work and are feeling activated by the things that I'm sharing and asking me questions and, you know, all of the things. And I really feel like I'm building a really beautiful community, and this is why I want to make sure that I'm engaging as much as I can. Like I answer all of my comments here on YouTube. I answer as many comments as I can on Instagram. I feel like I'm able to respond to at least 90%. And even if I don't respond, I at least like it so that I can acknowledge to the person that I see them. And so, yeah, it's just been really fun. And so, yeah, the initiation starts on Wednesday, and it's also my biggest launch that I've had so far, in terms of, you know, how much income I was able to call in for it. Oh, these dogs are going off over here. Sorry about that, y'all. So yeah, it's like the biggest launch I've had in terms of income and the visibility that I've gotten to experience from this. And it's just been so amazing, because when I was in Egypt and, you know, healing in Egypt and receiving all of the energy and the transmissions from, you know, these ancient temples and the pyramids, and getting to like sit with the goddesses, like be in Isis temple and sitting in Sekhmet's temple and like kneeling at her feet and just crying and, you know, receiving all of their power and energy and the remembrance that came through me. It's been so wonderful to come back and just lean into all of the shifts that have been, you know, catalyzed by recent experiences. You know, I posted a video a couple of days ago about, hello, hi. I posted a video, you know, the day before yesterday about my experience with getting fired from Run the World and how that just flipped my life completely on its head and how painful that was. And it was such a vulnerable share. It was such a vulnerable video, probably one of the most vulnerable things I've shared on any of my platforms. And it felt really good and cathartic to express that, you know? And so I'm just, yeah, it's like we're in this new year, well, the new calendar year, and I'm feeling really excited and optimistic about what's to come and getting to sit and observe myself. And I've been meditating every single day because I used to meditate daily and then I sort of lost my practice. Well, I didn't lose my practice. I gave up my practice, but I have started meditating daily, and I usually will meditate for about 20 minutes in the morning. Like first thing, I'll do some breath work and then meditate. And I'm gonna sit on my favorite bench. Hold on. And let's see if I can get some good sun. Yeah, and I'll just meditate and just get really centered. I've been praying a lot, and I built an altar. This isn't great light, but you guys are just going to have to bear with me. Set up my altar and have been praying a lot and just talking to my ancestors and guides and just, yeah, pausing a lot more. Something that I'm working on is my nutrition. My nutrition isn't as great as it can be. I don't eat a lot of junk or sweets and things like that, but I'm just not eating enough. And what happens is when I'm in work mode and in flow mode, I just keep going and going and going. And so one of my big intentions over these next few weeks is to, get back into meal planning and meal prepping and just making sure that my body is well nourished, because it's not sustainable for me to keep doing what I'm doing if I'm not, nourished and resourced in terms of nutrition. What else? Yeah, I've also been getting a lot of womb alchemy clients recently. This week alone, I had 3 womb alchemy sessions, like back to back to back. And that has been incredible. And it's making me realize that I need to lean more into talking about womb health and womb alchemy and what that is, because a lot of women are really responding to what it is that I share about the womb and how important it is to honor this part of our bodies. And so that's been really lovely. And also not just the fact that I'm getting like bookings for it, but seeing the transformation that these women are experiencing in these sessions, starting the call, and these women are, their voice and their throat's contracted and they're emotional and they're feeling disempowered and they don't know how to move forward in their lives. They don't know how to heal from or even acknowledge the things that they've experienced, some of the traumatic experiences that they've had. And then by the end of the call, these women are, they're dropped in, and I teach them how to speak from their womb up through their throat. And I teach them about the channel that exists between the throat chakra and the womb space, and hearing the shift that happens in these women's voices and how different they sound. And then they say, oh my God, I feel so powerful. I feel like I can do anything. I guide them on how to speak to their womb, and I teach them how to ask questions and to listen for the answers. And these women are asking questions about deep things, and their womb is instantly giving them the answers. And they're just like, it's resonating so deeply with them because they're recognizing that what they're hearing is the truth. Like it's the truth that lives within them. And it's just so beautiful to witness that and be a steward and a guide for these types of really transformative and healing experiences for the women that are coming into my world. And I'm just loving it and feeling so blessed and feeling so grateful and excited and optimistic, seeing my business expand and thinking about what this year is going to bring. I've had some invitations to podcasts, and because I get invitations to podcasts, but over the last year or so, I just have been like not really feeling like it. But I've been signing up for the podcast. I'm like, okay, I see this invite. This podcast sounds great. Let me do this, because it's important for me to be visible. It's important for me to share my voice and be, as visible as possible. And I'm also honored that the creators of these platforms are finding that what I have to share, my unique medicine, my unique voice, is something that they want to amplify and prop up and put onto their platforms and on their creations. And that's been feeling really good. So some podcasts are going to be coming up, and I'm just leaning into all of the beautiful shifts and transformations. Even though we're in the winter season, this is not a winter season for me. This isn't really about rest. This is about me like locking the in and doing what I'm designed to do. And so, yeah, that's what's been going on with me, girl, or sir, or dude. That's what's been going on with me. And I'm really happy and excited. And even though I'm feeling a little bit tired today, I also understand why, because I know my body and I know my cycles, and I don't want to push and, overextend myself to the point where I burn out. I'm really learning how to expand in a way that is sustainable for me, and that will allow me to still be in my creativity and still show up without running myself into the ground, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to burn out. I don't want to, go hard and then all of a sudden fall off the face of the earth because I'm exhausted or resentful, exhausted or resentful. And so I'm still committed to showing up daily on YouTube. Even though this was never my intention, and I've said this before, it was never my intention to do daily videos. My goal was to post twice a week, and I've been posting every single day. And it's so interesting to see what you can do when you just decide. Like, change is one decision away. It's not about waiting for something to happen. It's not about waiting for something to happen. It's about just deciding to make it happen and moving from that place. And that has, just seeing myself in that has been really, really wonderful. And so I'm excited about the Selfish Bitch initiation. I also have at least 2 new offerings that I'm working on right now that I will start sharing about in probably the next 2 weeks, because I'd like to immediately jump from Selfish Bitch into whatever this next offering is. I kind of have some names floating around, and this is going to be a more in-depth, more of I don't want to say mastermind type of experience, but it's going to be higher ticket than Selfish Bitch initiation. And I'm just calling in, I'm calling in the woman who is creating sovereignty for herself. That's becoming the sovereign woman who doesn't hesitate on her desires, who sees something that she knows is correct for her and moves on it. And by me calling her in, it's important for me to also embody that, moving on my desires and not hesitating on the things that I know are right for me. And it's just been a big, beautiful lesson. And, I have my single mom project that is coming out, and I started talking about that on my Instagram and Threads back in, I think, September. And that's been sort of put on the back burner for Selfish Bitch and going to Egypt and all of that. But I plan on launching that project. I feel like I'm feeling March for that. Because this project is going to be huge. I can feel it in my bones, and honestly, it kind of scares me a little bit. It kind of scares me a little bit, and the fact that it scares me a little bit lets me know that I got to keep doing it. I got to move forward, because this is so important. And I've already had some women reach out to me and offer to assist, because it's going to be so big. It's something I know I can't do on my own. I need help. And so I have a couple of women in mind that I want to pull in as collaborators on this project. And also because I'm not a single mom, but I'm teaching from the matriarchal lens of, not the matriarchal lens, but from the lens of helping women understand nature and history, and why a lot of the things that are projected onto single moms are false, just like most things that are projected onto women. But I have two mamas that I want to help support me on this project that are single mamas, and they're just so powerful. And I just know that this is going to be amazing for all of the women. By the highway, I'm going to move away. gonna be amazing for all of the women who need this work. So yeah, that's my little Saturday update. I might start doing more of these walk and talks because it actually feels really nice, and it's also just more efficient to be able to just, you know, get this done while I'm on my daily walk instead of, you know, recording in the morning and then uploading and then coming on my walk. I like getting to talk to you while I'm walking, because the walk helps clear my mind and just helps the thoughts flow a little bit better. And so yeah, I'm going to end it here. But thank you for watching. Thank you for going on this walk with me. I'd love to know how you're feeling about what I shared in the comments. What's going on in your life? What are some things that you're excited about, that you're working on? Do you have any requests for me that you would like me to talk about in videos? Did you like this walk and talk? How did it feel for you? Hopefully the sound is good. There's a lot happening. We're in nature, of course, but yeah, thank you so much for being here. I've been appreciating all of the engagement, all of the comments that I've been getting, and the likes and the shares, and all of it means so much to me, because yeah, I just want to keep making things, and I want the people who are finding me to feel supported by my videos and what it is that I'm sharing. I want people to learn something, you know, when I show up online. I want them to feel connected and like they're not alone in their experiences or in their thoughts or their ideas. And so, yeah, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for joining me on my walk. I'm gonna be out here for a little while longer, put on my headphones, listen to some music, and I'll see you tomorrow on my next video. Bye, y'all.